Hi and welcome to the ThruNite channel. So today we're comparing three different headlamps here. On the left we have the ThruNite Thrower. In the middle here we have the ThruNite TH30 V2. And on the right here we have the Olight Perun 2. So here's some quick specs on these lights. As of the filming of this video, the ThruNite Thrower is currently selling for $49.95. This has a turbo output of 1755 lumens. The ThruNite TH30 V2 is currently selling for $59.95. This has a max output of 3,320 lumens. And the Olight Perun 2 is currently selling for $89.95, and this has a max output of 2,500 lumens. So we're going to take a look at these lights individually and then compare them to each other. So first up here is the ThruNite Thrower. All right, this has a two-piece head strap. All right, so the one band that goes around your head, and then the second strap that goes over top your head. It's fully adjustable. It's very comfortable, very soft, especially on the back of the mount here. This is what sits against your forehead. So that's one of the most important parts that I look for when I'm looking at a headlamp, is how comfortable is that going to be against your forehead. All right, and the ThruNite straps are very comfortable. So taking a close-up look at the head here of the thrower, we could see the LED and the reflector in there. The LED on this one is an SFT40. All right, and this is a very smooth reflector, which helps concentrate all of that light and projects it outwards. That's why this one's called the thrower, because it has all throw. Now to use this light, there's a button on the side. All right, so you can go ahead and just click that on. There is a power indicator. All right, so blue LED means we're all charged up. If this were needing a charge, it would be red. All right, so just turning it on, push and hold. It's going to transition between low, medium, and high. In either the off or on position, you can double click for turbo mode, all right, or triple click for the SOS mode. And there's SOS. All right, as far as the outputs, again, the turbo mode on the thrower is 1755 lumens, high is 735 lumens, medium is 258 lumens, and low is 62 lumens. All right, from the off position, you can push and hold, and we have our Firefly mode. This is 0.4 lumens. And that SOS mode is running on 600 lumens to extend that battery power. And you can see on the side of the light here is the charging port and cover. All right, and this uses a USB-C for faster charging. Very simple and pretty straightforward. All right, to adjust the angle of the light when this is on your head, all you have to do is rotate it. All right, the entire light rotates with these two rubber straps that's on the front. And of course, you can take these rubber straps off or slide the light out of them so you can use it independently without the headband. All right, so next up here is the ThruNite TH30 V2. The TH30 V2 runs on a single 18650 battery. Actually, I forgot to mention, it is the same for the ThruNite Thrower. The only difference here is the Olight Perun 2 runs on a 21700 battery, so it's a little bit bigger. Now, as far as how to use the ThruNite TH30 V2, very similar to the thrower. All right, large button on the side, push that once, it'll turn the light on. You can see power indicator within the button. All right, so when we push and hold, this is going to cycle through a few different modes here. Low, medium, medium, high. All right, and it'll cycle back through. You could double click for turbo at any point in time, or triple click for the SOS mode. Now, as far as the outputs on here, the turbo mode is 3,320 lumens, extremely bright. All right, high is 1,256 lumens, medium is 345 lumens, medium low is 131 lumens, low is 30 lumens, Firefly is 0.3, and SOS is running at 665 lumens. So what's nice about this one is it has kind of that extra medium low mode, which a lot of lights don't have. All right, a little bit in between the 345 at medium and the very low 30 lumens. And just like the thrower model, the charging port is on the side of the head there. All right, you can see this is also USB-C to USB. All right, same thing as far as rotating the entire light on this headband. Very simple, and it is completely removable from the headband as well, in case you want to use it as a pocket flashlight. And last up here is the Olight Perun 2. This also has a two-piece headband, which is very nice, very comfortable, very similar soft material as the ThruNite. All right, but again, very important to have the band that goes around your head as well as the additional top band. Okay, I think that adds a lot more comfort. This also has a pretty wide base as well, so when this is against your forehead, the pressure is dispersed in a wide area. All right, as far as using the light, also very similar. There's a side button. All right, so you can push that once to turn it on. All right, push and hold, and it's going to cycle through a couple different modes here. In this case, it is low, medium, and high. All right, double click, and that will fade into the turbo mode, which is 2500 lumens. All right, and then triple click for the SOS. So it works identically to the ThruNite models. All right, as far as the outputs, again, on turbo, it's 2500 lumens. The high mode is 500 lumens, medium is 120 lumens, low is 30, and moonlight on this one is 5 lumens. Now the SOS runs on the full 2500 lumens, so the SOS is just as bright as the turbo, but you have less battery power compared to both ThruNite models where they're cutting the power on the SOS to extend that battery life. Now personally, I think it's better to have a little bit of a cutback on the lumens to have a longer run life, because if you are using SOS mode, you're probably in an emergency situation and you want that light to last as long as possible. Now as far as changing the angle, it works exactly the same. Okay, the whole flashlight rotates on these rings, and you can see there's a little tab here, so you can of course remove it as well. Now the big difference between Olight and ThruNite is they use this magnetic charging system, which works on the base here. Okay, so it magnetizes to the base and then goes to a USB, as opposed to having a port on the head or anything like that. All right, so now we're gonna head outside and see how capable these flashlights are at night. All right, so I'm outside here. First up is the ThruNite Thrower. All right, put that right to turbo mode. Now the bench back by those trees there is about 25 to 30 feet. All right, we'll give you a quick little pan. We're gonna go up and down and then left and right. This way you guys can see that hot spot compared to its spill. And there you have it. That's the ThruNite Thrower. All right, next up here is the ThruNite TH30 V2. All right, right onto turbo mode. All right, so again, you could see how different this one is, where it's kind of a wall of light, even though it's naturally throwing light because it's just so bright and has so many lumens, but it's pretty evenly spread out in comparison. All right, so this is pointed directly at that bench. Let's go ahead and pan up and then down and left and right. So you can see quite a bit different in how it's actually projecting that light. And last up here is the Olight Perun 2. All right, get that on turbo. All right, very similar to the TH30 V2 in that we have a hotspot that's not as distinctive as the Thrower, but still plenty of light. All right, so pan up and down and left and right. All right, so all three of these lights are very capable, very high quality lights. Really just comes down to preference. Some of the big takeaways here in comparing these, obviously the Thrower is the least amount of output on the table, but because of this nice smooth reflector, it is able to take all of its 1755 lumens and throw it in a narrow beam, so you get more distance compared to even brighter lights of its class that are more expensive. So this is $50, and it's pretty much dedicated Thrower in a headlamp package, which is very nice. But keep in mind too, for another $10 on top of the Thrower, you can get something like the TH30 V2, which is almost twice the output. Extremely bright in comparison and not that much more. And then of course we have the Olight. The Olight has the magnetic charging, which is very nice. I find that it's just a little smoother in rotating on the rubber bands, although it has pretty much the same features as the ThruNite here. But the price tag's $90, okay, on average. So it's significantly more expensive. It also has a larger battery. That 21700 battery is a little bit more expensive to replace. All three lights are fantastic. If I had to choose one, I'd probably choose the ThruNite TH30 V2, just because it's only a little bit more expensive than the Thrower, and I like a general purpose headlamp. But if you want something that has all throw at the cheapest price, then obviously this would be the best bang for your buck. And of course, a lot of people like different Olight lights. There's nothing wrong with the Perun 2, it just happens to be a lot more expensive. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're not aware, ThruNite does giveaways all the time. They're 100% free. In order to enter, all you have to do is comment on these videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.